Hello, my name's Helen Dymond. I'm a Divisional Manager at Rise, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Aged Care Division. The Aged Care Division has over 30 years of a proud history working with seniors in the shires of Kalamunda and Mundaring and the city of Swan. And the tradition started working with volunteers. Now, joining alongside those volunteers, we've got over 100 paid staff, and we provide services to in excess of 1,000 clients in the community. The services that we provide at home are designed to assist people to stay living at home by working alongside clients to help them do the things that they can no longer manage. Some of those tasks might include things like personal care, helping with showering and dressing, helping with domestic tasks and gardening, providing shopping support or respite. Over the years, the way that we deliver services have changed significantly. Partly this is due to some significant reforms that are happening in aged care at the moment. The thing that underpins those reforms is the philosophy of consumer-directed care or person-centred care. So what this means is that people are given more choice about how and where they engage with aged care services. They set goals about what's important to them, and they have more control over the services that they receive. Person-centred care is another important philosophy in aged care. Person-centred care really means that we look at the person rather than the condition. When we try and remember what was significant in the person's life, what were their interests, their hobbies, what gave them a sense of who they are. The wellness philosophy means that we work alongside people when we provide care in the home rather than providing care to people. But what we try and do is maintain as much independence for clients as possible. When I first started working in aged care, we thought we were doing the right thing by going into someone's house, taking over, doing the dishes, wiping down the bench tops, doing the dusting, when people might have been perfectly capable of doing that for themselves. So now the wellness philosophy has well and truly discovered that people need to be able to continue doing tasks for themselves that they can manage. So we encourage people to do the things that they can do to maintain their independence, maintain their skills, and give them a sense of value that they can look after themselves at home. Social interaction is really, really important, and maintaining that connectivity to the community can be a critical thing for clients. Trying to find what people are keen to engage with is one of the challenges in aged care, and sometimes we work alongside other agencies to best meet the needs of the clients. I'll give you a little story to illustrate this. Recently, one of our aged care managers was at a forum where she was talking to people that worked at the Mundaring Library in their mobile library service. The mobile library service delivers books to people, which met their need for keeping current literature, but they were still isolated in their home. When our aged care manager heard this, she was thinking, how can we make this a better experience for the clients? And what she did, working alongside the library, was to organise one of our small vehicles, a little Tarago, pick up all the ladies that were getting their library books, bring them to the library, so then they could choose their own books, they could meet with people that had similar interests, they were making new friends, new connections. It made the experience a lot more valuable for them. You can't stop that library group now. They meet every week and they just adore it. In fact, we got this gorgeous little letter from one of the participants that really illustrated what a meaningful interaction it was for her. The Getaway Club is a social group that is for seniors who are fit and keen to get out and about, and they have some amazing stories to tell. I heard one just the other day where the coordinator was telling how they went for an overnight excursion to New Norcia. They'd had this big day, did a big tour of New Norcia. There was lots of food, lots of drinking, The coordinator was exhausted and off to bed about 11 o'clock, and she left this group of senior women up talking, playing cards, just having a ball. Now, one of the interesting things was the next morning, a complete stranger approached the coordinator and she said, "I just have to ask you, where are these women from? I've never seen women have such a good time and they're telling such interesting stories." So it's delightful to see that not only do the participants of the Getaway Club have great experiences, but they're actually demonstrating to the general community that growing older doesn't need to mean that you're locked away in your house and limited in the scope of your activities. So the Getaway Club are a great way for older people to interact in community activities, whether it be going out to restaurants or the theatre, seeking interesting attractions, or even the overnight stays. We have an Aboriginal program at Rise for Aboriginal elders. The program's called Muditch Maya and we're extremely proud of it. The program focuses on yarning, storytelling and artwork, and a lot of the elders will tell their stories. They've got a really, really strong commitment to intergenerational work, and we do some projects with the local primary schools. There's been a beautiful mosaic that the Aboriginal women helped the children to make at one of the local primary schools, and they do lots of storytelling, passing on their experience. The Aboriginal program also has a strong health focus, and we have a close association with Derbil Yerrigan and participate every week in the Healthy Heart program at Derbil Yerrigan. Being a carer can be enormously rewarding, but the burden of care can have an impact if you don't build in regular respite breaks. Rise provide respite for carers in a number of ways, whether it be just a few short hours of providing respite at home, right through to overnight regular respite breaks at our cottage in Mount Helena. The cottage in Mount Helena, Milpera Cottage, provides overnight respite. It can be for people who need just once-off emergency respite. It can be planned. If a primary carer is going on holiday, they can feel really comfortable leaving the person that they care for in this cute little 100-year-old cottage in the hills in Mount Helena. It's got a beautiful aspect, weatherboard cottage. It's very homely feel, and it can provide all the care for when the primary carer is away. It's also used for regular breaks, particularly for people suffering with dementia, because caring for someone with dementia can be quite stressful at home. So we would recommend to the primary carer to book a regular break, say 2 or 3 nights every fortnight or every month. This gives them time to recharge their batteries and then provide the best care when the person comes home again. This sort of respite is partially funded by the government, and so the burden of cost is greatly reduced for the carer. I just want to tell you a little bit about the Carers Charter and the Carers Recognition Act, which was introduced in the West Australian Government in 2004. The Carers Recognition Act is a really significant piece of legislation because it recognises the complex role that carers provide, and it ensures that service providers take into account the needs of carers in assessing, reviewing, planning and implementing service delivery. One of the critical things that the Act instructs service providers to do is to abide by the Carers Charter. So it's critical at Rise that when we're planning, delivering, implementing or reviewing services, that we do take into account the role and the needs of carers.